Yo, what's up guys? In today's video I got a bunch of Chicago Bulls news. In today's video I'm going to be talking about how the Bulls have been recently linked to Carmelo Anthony, also talking about and covering Ayo Dosunmu's offseason, and he gave a little comment on the Bulls offseason, also the Bulls future plans with Patrick Williams. But before I jump into today's video, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Also leave a quick like below today's video. It takes a second and helps me out a lot, and some comments and questions below today's video about all the topics and updates I'm about to jump into. Definitely check out my last video if you guys missed it. I was giving a bunch of Bulls updates. I was talking about the Bulls re-signing Malcolm Hill, some more Lonzo Ball updates, and some training camp updates, so definitely check out that video. But nonetheless, let's just jump right into today's video, because a few days ago Bleacher Report did put out an article and they did rank the best landing spots for NBA veteran Carmelo Anthony, and the Chicago Bulls were listed as his second best option. And let me just first off say I love Melo. I've always loved his game. I always found him super entertaining to watch, and let's be real, he's already been with the Bulls. I mean, he got traded to the Bulls in 2019, and then the Bulls obviously cut him because they were tanking. And then, you know, obviously there was a lot of rumors and talk about him signing with Chicago in 2014. I still can't believe he didn't come to Chicago. I was really upset, and I really wanted Melo back in the day. I'll never forget that. But Bleacher Report did list the Bulls as a potential landing spot for Melo, and let me just say I am 110% down for this. The Bulls are another team that could use a little more three-point shooting. I mean, last season the Bulls did finish 29th in the league in threes per 100 possessions. I mean, Melo's obviously, he's always been a very good three-point shooter, and this Bulls team just needs another scoring option when Zach or Demar are getting doubled, in my opinion. And I really just like Carmelo Anthony. I mean, he's a big body. He's always been a good rebounder. He could play the 4 if the Bulls ever go small. I mean, he can even play the 5 at times. I mean, some NBA teams are running some really small lineups, and honestly I would just like Melo coming off the Bulls bench, you know, getting about 15 to 20 minutes a night. I've always liked Melo. If the Bulls could get him in on this team on a cheap contract, I'm definitely down. I mean, on his career he's always been a very good three-point shooter, shooting about 36% from three-point range. Obviously not the best defender, but recently he's really played a good veteran role, just coming off the bench, being that microwave scorer, hitting some threes here and there. I would be down, but it does seem like the Bulls roster is set right now for training camp. Definitely leave your thoughts and opinions below today's video about the Bulls being linked to Carmelo Anthony. And the second topic in today's video is about Ayo Dosunmu. And let me just first off say, oh boy, this man has had an insane offseason. Definitely check out the video I've made about him about a week or two ago. And he was on ESPN 1000's Waddle and Sylvie show. I love that podcast. Huge shout out to them. And he did talk to them, and he was talking about his offseason and the Bulls offseason. And he did say he gained anywhere from 5 to 6 pounds of muscle this offseason. And that's huge. I think you could tell in the pictures and videos that came out in one of my past videos. Ayo's definitely looking much bigger, and that's huge because I felt like sometimes last season he did kind of get pushed around. He also did say he plans to get a tattoo of the number 38 because the Bulls did draft him in that second round with the 38th overall draft pick, so that's super cool. Ayo also gave a little update on Lonzo Ball. Definitely check out my last video and my past few. I've been putting out I feel like videos every other day, and I feel like every other day there's been a bunch more news surrounding Lonzo Ball coming out. But Ayo did say that Lonzo Ball has been working hard this offseason trying to get back on the court, and I hope so because this Bulls team is going to need him badly. But nonetheless, Ayo has had a huge offseason. He's looking jacked, and I expect another big year from Ayo. I mean, last year, a lot of NBA insiders and Bulls fans didn't even expect him to touch the floor. Then injuries, COVID happened, and he had a very productive and very good rookie year for the Bulls, especially because he played 77 games, and he started, I believe it was like 30 or 4 due to the Lonzo injury. And when he started, those numbers got even better, and on the season, he was very solid at everything. I mean, shooting 52% from the field and about 38% from three-point range. Sure, that's on limited attempts and everything like that, but I believe Ayo is going to be a very good two-way player for the Bulls for a very long time. It does suck that he is a free agent next year. Hopefully the Bulls can bring him back on a team-friendly contract. And other than that, you know, due to the recent Lonzo Ball injury, I wonder who's going to be the starting point guard for the Bulls. Obviously, they did sign Goran Dragic to be that more of that like veteran point guard that can really run the show, but at times last year I felt like Ayo did a good job. Obviously, he's still young, still learning the point guard and that just the, you know, learning the NBA game. And I know I would not be mad if Ayo was the Bulls starting point guard for game 1 if Lonzo is not ready to go. Let me know your thoughts and opinions below today's video about Ayo's offseason and who should start at the point guard position game 1 if Lonzo can't play. And the final topic in today's video is about another article that Bleacher Report just put out yesterday, and they did view and list Patrick Williams as a core piece and player of the Bulls' future, and especially with all the recent Lonzo Ball rumors and injury updates. And according to Brian Windhorst, he was on ESPN the other day, and he said the Chicago Bulls are not yet ready to cash in on Patrick Williams' trade value. I've heard through many NBA insiders and just people's thoughts around the NBA that Patrick Williams has so much trade value. And Brian Windhorst did report at the 27-minute mark on his podcast that the Bulls believe a lot in Patrick Williams, and they view him as a possible two-way core player moving forward. Obviously, there has been some concerns about the Bulls' ceiling, especially since the start of last year. Obviously, they improved this roster a lot by adding DeMar, Caruso, and Lonzo, but there has been a lot of talk about how this team is just solid, probably, especially with the Eastern Conference right nowadays. Who knows if this Bulls team can be a top 4 team in the East, and who knows if they can even win a championship. And now it's looking like the Bulls are going to open the season without Lonzo Ball, so it does seem like the Bulls, they've said it for months now, they're just going to run this roster back and this core back, and I'm happy to see that. I really like Patrick Williams. I think we all have seen all the offseason workouts, runs, everything like that, and I think we all know he has the tools to be, honestly, maybe an all-star in the NBA, or at least a really damn good NBA player in my opinion. It just depends if he could do it on the court, and it's going to be hard given, DeMar is very ball dominant, same with Zach, and then obviously you have the third option, Vooch. I believe a lot in Patrick Williams, but I'm tired of seeing the workouts. I'm tired of seeing the 5v5 runs. I just want to see it on the court, and I do believe that it relies on his shoulders a lot and Billy Donovan's. I felt like last year Billy Donovan just, he kind of ran the offense through DeMar, and I don't blame him. DeMar had a great year, but I hope more for this upcoming year he could just give the ball to Patrick Williams and let him create a little bit, keep the defense guessing rather than just keep, I'd say abusing DeMar and Zach. But this is a big year for Patrick Williams and this Bulls' future. Who knows what's going to happen this season with injuries and everything like that. It's already not a great offseason. There's already been injuries to Lonzo, Justin Lewis. This Bulls team is always hurt. I just hope Patrick Williams does take that next step. Same with Zach LaVine. It truly does seem like the Bulls are really betting on this core to take that next step, especially the Bulls' young guys like Ayo, Coby, Patrick Williams, Dalen, Terry. And I'm all for that, but say this season does fail, I could see next offseason being a very busy offseason from the Bulls. But either way, definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video talking about the Bulls recently being linked to signing Carmelo Anthony, also Ayo's big offseason, and the Bulls just running this core back and viewing Patrick Williams as a long-term piece to this roster. Thank you guys for all the love on the channel in the past few videos. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Have a good one.